get started right away. I mean, they might miss like the first couple minutes, but like I said, we'll just kind of introduce and then we'll get started. Well, thank you everybody for coming. I appreciate you all being here. Definitely see some familiar faces, but if you guys don't know me or don't remember me, my name's Samantha Van Buren, so I work with Special Olympics New York on our health team. I'm the associate director of our health programming. And tonight I'm excited to introduce Tracy Margarum, who might also be a familiar face. He has served as a clinical director of our Strong Minds Healthy Athletes screening, which is the mental and emotional health screening. And he has experience in mental wellness and brain health, including for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And I'll let Tracy, share more about his background. I'm sure he will a little bit in his presentation, but we're really grateful to have him here. So thank you again, Tracy. Um, and yeah, so tonight Tracy will be talking about brain health, both on and off the field for athletes, and he'll also be sharing some helpful tips and strategies for coaches, family, friends, and other people. Like I'm sure everybody is going to be able to learn something new from this. I always learn something new from our webinars. So they're really great. And if not, you can just take something away from this and just have fun with, some of the interactive activities and discussions. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. So with that, Tracy, I'll turn it over to you, whenever you're ready.
Sounds good. Awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate you letting me come in and talk to you. I got to start off, Dana. I love that vest. That is an awesome vest. I saw the logo on it. I've been on a big vest kick lately.
Oh,
So I like that. That's really cool.
thank you.
No, you're welcome. I've been wearing a lot of vests like the last month, so I like that one. All right. So let me just try to share my screen here. Okay. Feel like I'm in a work meeting. All right. So let's see. Can everybody see it? All right, cool. So today we're going to be talking about, like Sam said, different ways to keep, our head in the game, things we can do on and off the field, because our mental health is everywhere. It's not just on the field. It's not just at home. It's with us all the time. So my name's Tracy Margarum. I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I'm also a certified psychiatric rehabilitation practitioner. I volunteer with the Special Olympics, and we're going to have some fun tonight. If I can learn how to go to the next slide, that is, though. Not, yep, there we go. Now we're moving. All right. So it's nice to meet you guys. And again, I really enjoy coming down to the Special Olympics, working with everyone. I've done a couple of the games now, and it's a great time. It's a great environment. So, like I said, today we're going to talk about our mental health, where its role is in sports, in our life, and all these different things, and exactly who plays the role in an athlete's health, because the answer is everyone. We all have a piece in this, whether it's the athlete, the coach, the provider, mom, dad, friend, whoever. Everyone has a role in this, and we're going to go over some of those roles today. All right. So we got a small crowd here right now, which is good in a way because I can ask some questions. And don't feel pressure to answer. If no one answers, that's okay. But if someone has an answer, throw one out. What is one word that describes how sports make you feel? It's one word when you're thinking about sports. How do you feel?
More live.
I like that.
You said alive. Someone else said that
There
in the
that
chat.
You guys have the same answer.
Oh, wow. Excited. Someone else said excited. Barbara said excited. That's what I was thinking
Good.
too.
Good. I like those. Nice. Those are all good words, because think about it. Sports make us feel a variety of emotions. We can feel alive. We can feel excited. We can feel scared and nervous and sad. I've been on the ends of great, happy times in sports. I've also had my times of crying in sports and everything in between, right? Sports are a very special thing because they bring in a broad range of everything, really high highs, some low lows, teamwork, all these things. So I don't know why it's not going to the next. There it is. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about holistic health, but a lot about mental health. So, as you guys know, the Special Olympics, you see us at the games and things like that. There's a lot of different focuses there from us at mental health. There's dentists there, there's people with physical therapy, all sorts of different practices, because what we want to do is focus on all of our health, not just one piece. So, when you hear holistic health, what that means though, just means you're taking care of your whole self from top to bottom, right? We're not just being like, okay, I'm really good at caring about my right arm. That's great, but what about the rest of me? So we're going to focus on all of us here at the Special Olympics, because we need all of that to, be in the games, to live our life, to do our thing. So when we talk about mental health, like when you talk with someone like me, it really comes down to how we think and feel, and really just what keeps our mind healthy and feeling good, and just really being able to navigate the things that come up. Because no matter what we do, we're never going to just feel happy all the time. That's okay, but it's about what we do at the times in between, right? So I've been a therapist for a long time now. I've worked with many different people, and everyone's story is different. Everyone has different coping skills, different things that help them, some things that don't. And that's okay. Some people like to do what's called Sudoku puzzles as a coping skill. I don't like them. That would not help me calm down. That would not make me feel any better. It would actually make me pretty upset. So again, person A might love doing these puzzles. Person B, me, may not. And that's okay. There's no perfect answer. So we're going to talk about what we can find for us. All right. So when we start talking about mental health, right, there's some hidden opponents in here. That's what some of the things we're going to talk about right now. Has anyone ever heard the word stigma before? Okay, good. So stigma is that thing where it's just, people having, the wrong idea about things, or like on just these bad opinions about something, or like, oh, hey, like this isn't a good thing when it really is. So like some people might say like, oh, thinking, feelings are weakness. No, we all have them. Some are easy, some are hard. Every single person in the world has them. We all got them. Another thing is loneliness, right? We can feel alone. We can feel sad. We can feel down. And it's hard to say to someone like, hey, Sam, I'm feeling really lonely today, right? It's a hard thing to say. And we can feel left out and things like that. So we're going to talk about today how to maybe reach out or talk to somebody and what to do when we're feeling these things. And it can be hard to get help, right? It's not always easy to connect. So we're going to talk about some resources today of like, if I want to talk to somebody, how exactly do I do that? Because these are a lot of things. Oops, click the wrong button. Hold on. I didn't know it did that. I just learned something new. Nice. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about family stress a little bit, because every family has it. Every family has big stress, little stress, and all the things that happen in between. So what happens at home affects us in the game, right? If we wake up and we have a really tough morning at home, it can be hard when we get to the field or to the gym to kind of bring ourselves back to the moment. So there's some really good coping skills we're going to go over today of how to like bring ourselves back. And then you're all athletes, the pressure to win, and we have to perform and do all these things. Yes, it's good to compete. It's good to want to win, but we can feel a lot of pressure. So we're going to talk about that too. All right, now it's moving along. Now I see, guys, now I got it figured out. There we go. All right. So what happens off the field matters just as much as what happens on it. So how we sleep, eat, and rest affect the way we play, for sure, but also the way we feel, right? Has anyone ever had a night where they didn't get enough sleep? I don't know about you guys. I'm not that great the next day. I'm not a big joy to be around. I'm kind of crabby. I'm kind of like not really all the way there, right? So sleep is a big one. Also, balanced meals. We want to make sure we're eating healthy food. Yes, we're going to have snacks. We're going to have things that we enjoy. But if my entire diet consists of one thing, probably going to need to expand on that a little bit. Our hydration matters, right? Making sure we're drinking water, making sure we're drinking enough water. And then another thing we're going to talk more about, especially for the athletes in the room, routine is huge. Our routines are really, really important. They can set us up for great success, or we can feel like we're kind of scattered. So we're going to talk about the importance of a healthy routine. Then exercise, not just when we're at practice, having a healthy lifestyle, right? Going for a walk or maybe doing some yoga or doing something where we're being active is very important for our mental and physical health. And then everybody's favorite topic these days, screen balance. I know this is a hard one for me. Any other show of hands? Anybody else ever struggle with screen balance? It's hard. Yep. It's a really hard thing because think about it. This thing is always right there. So what we want to do is make sure we are stepping away from the screen sometimes, spending time with other people. There's a lot of cool things on our phones now, and we can look at how long we're on our phones. Sometimes that makes me really happy, sometimes it doesn't, but we definitely want to make sure we're keeping the screen balance in check because we need to be doing things other that are off of a screen as well. All right. So here we're going to talk a little bit about how movement helps your brain. So exercise releases feel-good chemicals inside your brain. When we're active and when we're moving, we're going to feel better. There's been things that have been studied with this, all sorts of different things. Exercise is proven to help. Now, that doesn't mean we need to go run a marathon every day. Don't do that. I can't do that. But some light exercise, some movement, having a healthy bit of movement each day. And what it does is it can bring down anxiety levels, right? Like when we're active, when we're busy, our anxiety levels are lower. It helps us sleep better. I know if I go to the gym, I sleep better that night because I'm tired. And it helps us be more confident and just feel the way we want to feel. All right. So here's a big one. Protecting our bodies and our brains. So this is a slide where, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. Alcohol and tobacco really impact our physical and mental health. And a lot of times we can feel like with cigarettes and nicotine and things like that, we can use them as what we think are coping skills. Like, well, it's going to help me feel less stressed out or something like that. But they actually don't do those things. They make our anxiety and our stress go up. So they help us in that moment, but they truly don't. And these things now, the next topic here is vaping. Vaping has become a really big thing. I'm sure we've all seen vapes. They're everywhere. So what the vaping does is it can impact our focus. It can definitely impact our endurance and stamina. It can make us irritable too. And it's, again, not a healthy way to cope. So when we look at being an athlete, we want to make sure what we're putting out is healthy, but also what we're putting in is healthy. And that's next topic is a big one, especially for for everybody. I was gonna say young adults, but also I think for everybody. Caffeine and energy drinks. These are a really big thing nowadays because they're very, very popular. They're everywhere. I'm sure the athletes have seen them at the field, at here, there, and everywhere. So when we look at energy drinks, and we'll stick mostly on energy drinks, but also a lot of caffeine. If we're drinking 10 cups of coffee a day, that's too much coffee. So when we look at energy drinks, we want to look at what they actually do. Yes, they can give us energy and all of those things, but it usually, imagine it like it goes straight up and it doesn't go like this. You crash afterwards. It will give you a spike of energy. Then we're going to have that crash. It's not going to last us the way we think it does. And also, it's going to make our hearts beat faster, right? Make us feel shaky and dizzy and uncomfortable. That can make us feel nervous or anxious. And these things are really going to impact our sleep. And with being an athlete, one of the biggest things we need to do is be able to recover and stay healthy. So if we're drinking energy drinks all day, our body, when we lay down to sleep, is going to be like, I'm not ready for this. So it's something really I would recommend fully cutting out is energy drinks. I'm on a big kick with this. I work with a lot of young adults, and they're really popular nowadays, and they're marketed really well, and they're in cool cans and every flavor you can think of, but they don't do the things that they advertise that they're doing the way we want them to, right? It's very short-lived. And then when we talk about all of these topics, whether it's alcohol, tobacco, vaping, any kind of drug use, anything like that, from caffeine, there's peer pressure around these things, right? Peer pressure is a really big thing. when we're kids, when we're older, all the way through our lives. Peer pressure is real. So I want you guys to remember when our friends are pushing us towards something that doesn't feel right or encouraging something that just we don't feel good with, that's worth talking about. That's where, you have your family, your coaches, staff at the Special Olympics, people that you're around that you trust, talk to them about it. Even if it's something simple like, hey, someone asked me to try this and I feel this way about it. Talk about it, start that conversation. Because it's a really hard thing to deal with, is peer pressure. So I'm going to ask if there's and no one has to volunteer, but how do we say no, especially when it's hard? Because if some random person came up to me on the street and asked me to do something, I could be like, no. What if it was a really good friend or someone I spend a lot of time with or someone I really want to like me? How do we say no when it's hard? What would you say to someone? Dana, what do you got?
I'll say straight up no,
I like that.
personally. Because you never know what they were trying to get you into.
I like that. And no is a full sentence, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Straight up no. Very good. Awesome. Anybody else want to give it a try?
I would say like maybe if we're using the example of like maybe you're competing or something, like you could use that as a reason and just say like I want to make sure I compete like at my best and like this is not going to help me do that. Like if it's like an energy drink or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just an idea.
I like both those ideas. And this also, guys, too, can be helpful because a lot of these skills are good for us, but you're around lots of people. So these are going to be good for your friends, your families, your teammates. And now we don't want to go around lecturing people, but if someone's like, oh, well, this energy drink's going to help me, if we know a little bit about it, like, hey, that might not help you the way you think it is. So again, we're not going to start an argument over it, but saying to someone that we care about, like, hey, that's not going to give you the energy you want for this 8 hour day. You're not going to feel so hot in a couple hours. So I love the ideas, Dana. I love the idea of just straight up no. Awesome. Very good. All right. So as athletes, we have big feelings too, right? When we have something come up, we're going to have big feelings, especially in sports. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this and just kind of go over this because feeling nervous before a game is normal. It's completely a normal thing to feel. Pre-game jitters, butterflies, whatever you want to call them, feeling nervous before a game is a very normal thing. I was nervous before I came in here tonight because when we do something new or we're around people, even if we do it a lot, we can feel nervous. It's also okay to feel upset if we feel left out, if we feel like we're not being included. It's okay to feel a way about that. I know that I sure would. Also, frustration. It's a very normal feeling to feel frustrated when things are hard because for many different reasons. Well, because when things are hard, it's not going the way we want normally. So if we're trying really hard to do something and trying to get it right and it's just not going our way, us as humans are going to feel frustrated. So what we want to do with that is use some healthy skills we're going to talk about in a little while. Talk to somebody. Man, this is really hard. I'm feeling frustrated. What I say to my patients all the time, call it out. Talk about it. I am feeling this. It does a lot when we identify it and we call it what it is. Another thing that's very, very, common for athletes and for everybody, feeling worried about what people think. What if I do a good job? What if I don't do a good job? What are people going to think about what I'm doing? It's a very, very common thing that people feel. And again, very helpful when we talk it out because when we bottle these things up, we, as people, we like to let these things run. We push these things way down in and we there's a word called catastrophizing, which means we think of the worst case scenarios. But when we talk about these things with someone, especially someone we trust, we can make a lot of sense of them and really get that feeling to come down. And it's a very common thing to sometimes feel down, right? We're not always gonna be perfect or in the best mood, but there's a difference between feeling down and depression. And we're going to talk about that in a little while because those two things sometimes get intertwined. And someone might say, man, I'm so depressed the Giants lost today. I talk about the Giants losing a lot because I'm a Giants fan, but am I depressed about that? Or am I sad or down about that? So we're going to learn kind of what some of the differences of these words are because these words get thrown around all the time. So what might be some feelings, guys, that might show up before a competition? Let's talk about the fun ones. Let's talk about the hard ones. What are some feelings you might feel before a game? What do you got, Dana?
Excited?
Yes, excited for sure.
Barbara said in the chat, nervous.
Nervous, absolutely.
Those two can kind of go together, I feel like.
Oh yeah, they definitely go together.
Turbo drive.
You say overdrive?
Yes.
Nice. Nice. All right. So we got nervous, overdrive, excited for sure. And here's the thing. We can use some of these skills we're going to talk about in a little while if we get too nervous or if we get, I don't want to say too excited because you know what, guys, get excited before the games, have some fun. But nervousness is a very, very common thing before we compete. So, very good. All right. So now we're going to talk a little bit about when we should talk to someone, when athletes should ask for some help. This is what I was talking about, the difference between feeling sad and if we start to talk about the word depression and things like that. So if we feel sad or hopeless, if we just watched a really sad movie and we feel sad, yeah, sad movies are going to do it. If we lose a game and we're kind of down, for sure. But if we're sad or hopeless or really, really just not feeling well and it's lasting for a long time, it doesn't seem to be lifting up. It doesn't seem to be related to, one thing and then kind of clears up. It's there and we're like, man, I've been really bummed out for 2 weeks or more. That's when we should go up to someone like, hey, I haven't been feeling my best and start that conversation. We talked about maybe feeling a little nervous. If the feeling nervous or worried is getting in the way of things, like, look, if you're going up to bat and you feel a little bit nervous, it's totally okay to feel nervous there. But if it's like, I can't go up to bat because I'm so nervous, or I can't do these things because I'm so worried, then that's where we start that conversation. Because the worry is now getting in the way of what we're trying to do. If we just find ourselves having really big, angry moments, maybe a lot of like yelling and we normally don't, or just something like that, we're having some outbursts, talk to somebody about it. Hey, I've been feeling really upset, or whatever we may be feeling, have that conversation with a coach or a teammate or a parent or someone that you work with. And right away, always talk to someone if we're ever having any thoughts about hurting ourselves or thoughts about suicide or anything like that. Have a conversation. There are many people out there that care. We're going to go over some resources later. But if those thoughts ever come up, those are ones we talk about right away. And then another one to look out for, if we just kind of stop doing the things that we used to love. If we love soccer, now soccer doesn't make us happy anymore, or we love painting and we just don't find ourselves doing it, or something like that. If we're falling away from our hobbies, not just for a day, but they're not making us happy anymore, talk to somebody about that. And then, especially if we're being bullied or treated unfairly, talk to somebody. Talk to your coach, talk to your parent, talk to a loved one, a friend. Have that conversation, because if it's happening to us, it's not okay, but also it's probably happening to other people as well. And asking for help and getting help is a true sign of strength, guys. That's where we go when we say like, hey, this isn't okay, and I'm going to speak out against this. And there's lots of people we can talk to. All right. This is my favorite slide as a therapist. So like I'm gonna be a little bit excited about this one because it has one of my favorite coping skills for a lot of different things on here. But this is what we're gonna do when our feelings get really big. So when everything starts getting hard or we're really overwhelmed, there's a couple things we can do. I'm gonna come back to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 because it's my favorite. So I'm gonna leave that one for last. As you can see, I got a huge thing on it. But sometimes it's okay just to take a break, step away. We cool down a little bit. This is a strength. Sometimes we need a minute, sometimes we need 5, but taking a break goes a long way. I know that it helps me a ton. If I just walk away from something, I'll do much better when I return. Sometimes if I'm about to send a text message, I'm like, you know what? Let me take a 5-minute break and then I'll come back to this. And then I read it and I'm like, I'm in a different place now. I'm gonna change what I say. So taking a break can help when we're feeling upset or frustrated or a different kind of just anger, right? Talk to somebody. We're feeling overwhelmed. Our feelings are feeling big. Talk to one of your teammates, a coach, family. The big thing is we don't want to carry it alone. If we're just like, well, I'll just push this down, I'll push this down. We can only push things down for too long until the bag or the bottle that we're pushing them into is full. And that's when things get to where we don't want to. So talk it out. Another helpful one for feeling kind of anxious or jittery or feelings are really up, walk, stretch, move. Exercise helps so much to clear our heads. And another one is really good, journaling. Write it down. Get those thoughts out of our head and onto paper. And then what I like to tell people is the big thing is when we write it down and we close the book, we leave those feelings there. We don't write it down, close the book, pick it up, and walk away with it. No, we're writing it down, closing the book, and we're letting that be for now. All right, now we're going to go to my favorite one, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a grounding technique. What this does is it brings us back to the present moment. So if we're feeling just really overwhelmed or our thoughts seem like they're going a million miles an hour, what this does is it brings us back to the now. So you can do it anywhere. You could do it on the field. You could do it in the gym. You could do it at the grocery store. And the nice thing is it's private. You could do it with somebody else, or you could do it and no one would even know that you're doing it. So how we do it, we look around and we name 5 things that we can see. Just 5. So 5 things that you can see around you. Okay. Then it's 4 things that we can feel. Like I can feel my wedding band on my finger. I can feel my watch. I can feel these things. So take a second. Feel your feet on the ground. I feel my legs in the chair. We're noticing what we feel. And these next 3 get a little fun because we can't always hear 3 things. You're not always going to be in a room where you can hear 3 things. If you are, awesome. If you're not, what we're focusing on is just how much we can hear. If it's only one thing, I only hear one thing, but we're looking for 3. Even if we got to do a little snap, a little clap, use our voice, something, we're hearing 3 things. Then 2 things you can smell. Now, if you're in Bed Bath & Beyond and there's a million candles around you, you're going to be fine. You're going to have all the things in the world to smell. We don't always have 2 things to smell, but get creative. Is there a drink near you? Is there a candle? Is there grass? Is there something that we can smell? If there is, wonderful. If there's not, we can take a very big, deep breath in a couple times and be like, well, I can smell the room. Even if it smells like nothing but a room, we're still smelling. Then my favorite one thing you can taste. If you got something good with you, awesome. Have a bite, have a sip, whatever it may be. If not, you're like, I really don't have anything here. Take a minute to taste just the inside of your mouth. But what all of these skills are doing, we're engaging our senses, we're calming our mind, and we're coming back to the right now. It's really, really helpful. I've seen it used in many, many different ways. Try it, guys. And if you're like, what was that guy talking about? I can't remember all of those things. Just remember, okay, what do I see around me? What do I feel? This is a really good way to do it, but if we can't remember it, because it's a lot of stuff to remember, just engage your senses. What is going on in the world around us? Bring ourselves back to the now. Okay. So some tools for game day nerves. This is a fun one. We'll come back to box breathing, but a big one, guys, positive self-talk. Talking to ourselves the way we would talk to a friend. Because a lot of times, us as humans, we don't do that. We'll be nice to everybody around us. The things we say about ourselves aren't so nice. I know I could be the first one to admit. Sometimes I'll say things about myself. I'm like, that wasn't very nice. I wouldn't say it to someone else. So positively talking about ourselves. Our pre-game routines. We love routines. Our brains love routines. So the same music, the same warm up, just really having your pre-game routine is huge. It gets us ready. It's just like having a bedtime routine. When we do that, it gets us ready to go to sleep. Pre-game routine gets us ready to be in the game. Visualization, really helpful. We're feeling a little overwhelmed in a moment. Close your eyes. Imagine the game. Picture yourself doing it well. Then music. Music is huge. Everybody's got a different taste in music. I'm sure, I don't know how many people are in here right now, but I'm guessing there's 100 different types of music that we like, and that's okay. But your playlist is one of your biggest tools. Listen to some music that gets you fired up. And remember, music impacts our emotions. So if we're feeling really good and we're like, this song makes me really sad, skip that one. We want to listen to the music that gets us ready to go in the game. And then here's a really cool skill that we can use. It can be used very quickly. It can be used just by ourselves or with someone else. But box breathing is really powerful. It helps us just to calm down and come into the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale through our nose for 4 seconds. We're going to hold for 4 seconds. And then when you exhale slowly out your mouth for 4 seconds. The whole time we're doing this, we're counting. So not only are we breathing, we're also counting, and this can help really regulate our emotions. And we do it about 3 to 5 times. We don't just be like, well, I breathed in for 4 seconds. It's not working. Nope, we got to do it. We got to do the whole box 3 to 5 times. And you could even trace a box in the air while you're doing it. It's very, very helpful. So if you want to use your hands, you can trace the box in the air. You're counting and you're breathing. So one of the things that we could do here is we could how are we doing on time, Sam?
We're doing good. It's 6:33 right now. So I mean, take your time though. If you want to take a little extra time, there might not be a ton of questions. So, yeah, no rush.
I think you muted me. All right, it's cool. No, you're good. I got it. So one of the things we could do here, guys, if you want to follow along, we could practice some box breathing because one of the things that we want to do, a big thing, is practice these skills when everything is calm. Because then when things are not so calm, we're going to know how to use them. It's just like sports. Think about a field goal kicker in football. They practice all the time because if the only time they practice was going in the game to win the Super Bowl, wouldn't go so hot. It wouldn't work so well. So the big thing we want to do, guys, any of these skills that you might take away, use them often and use them when things are relatively calm, when we're feeling okay, because then when we're having a tough moment, we can go back to these skills and we'll know how to do them. It's just like practicing for sports. That's why we practice. All right. So let's take a second and we're just anyone can try this with me. You don't have to though. We're gonna do some box breathing. We're gonna do 3 rounds of it, okay? So what I want everybody to do is when I start, I'm gonna count, just breathe in, hold, and then breathe out. I'm gonna count to 4 slowly each time. If you guys want, you can make the box with your fingers and add it up with your things or not. You can pick whatever one you want, okay? Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. And see, guys, that was quick and easy, but what it does is it brings us back down, especially if we're feeling really overwhelmed. It's a really good skill. We can use it anywhere. And the cool thing is, if someone you know is having a tough moment, you can teach that to them. It's a really good one. Okay. So for family, coaches, providers, for anyone, oh, there's some things in the chat. What did I miss? I would recommend, Carol, that's a really good question. I would recommend breathing out through your mouth like you're blowing through a straw. So it really kind of, I don't think if you do it through your nose, it wouldn't be bad, but I always teach people to blow out through your mouth. Great question, though. Both are good, but the mouth, we can kind of really like make that straw shape and kind of blow it out like really like controlled, but both are good. Good question. All right, so this one's for the coaches, providers, and family, and it's when to help somebody get some help. If we're noticing a sudden withdrawal from teammates or activities, and listen, we know our family members very well. We're able to spot these things usually much sooner than other people because we know, like I know my children extremely well. So if my daughter decided like I'm done with ice skating today, that's a big moment to look into. So any sudden withdrawal from teammates, activities, friends, or we're noticing those things where their hobbies and routines aren't giving them the satisfaction they used to. Not just a hard day, that difference of like, hey, Tracy doesn't like football anymore. What's going on with that? If there's any significant performance decline without physical explanation, like if I break my leg, my performance is going to decline. But if things are just changing and there's no real explanation for it, where it's like, hey, like that seems like it's a new challenge and it wasn't a month ago, something to look into. Any sudden behavioral changes, someone's having a really tough time with something, or we're noticing our behavior is just different or seems to be rapidly fluctuating. Changes in appetite, sleep, hygiene. It's like, hey, like Tracy's not taking care of himself the way he normally does. Something to look into. And I put like signals of emotional distress, but like if we're noticing someone being very tearful much of the time or really feeling overwhelmed, basically anything that's really off of our regular routine, something to look into. And then obviously, and we'll talk about some resources later, immediate crisis situations. Like if like, hey, like I need help right now, we're going to talk about some ways to get that. I still haven't figured out how to go to the next slide perfectly, but we're getting there, guys. By the time I finish, I'll have the slides figured out. So my next one will go better. All right, so supporting athlete wellness. So for coaches and providers, your role is huge. It's a big role. It's way bigger than we give it credit for, right? So we need to remember that athletes hear what we say and what we don't say. Both things are important, especially for coaches. I'm sure we could all say a story about a coach in our life at one point. I think I told Sam this when we were getting ready of like, you're in Little League baseball and they're breaking clipboards and all this stuff. And that's not okay, right? So how our coaches handle stress and things like that, how they're modeling that behavior, that matters. So what we want to look at is that our actions are on point, right? We're modeling that behavior. Like this is how we do it. And for anyone, if we need help, we ask for help. We want to model that too. Because how we handle stress is how our athletes will learn and emulate. Normalizing emotions, telling someone it's okay to be nervous, say it out loud, talk it out. It makes a massive difference. Watching for the warning signs. Again, your people in these positions will probably see it before others do. Trust your gut and act on it. Encourage rest and recovery. We can't go to the gym 9 days a week and work out for 5.5 hours at a time, 10 times a day. We can't do all that because we need to rest and recover. So when we see an athlete pushing really hard, that's awesome. But also we want to make sure they're recovering just as hard, right? We want to have that balance. And then and I think the Special Olympics does a wonderful job of this. I genuinely do. But praising effort, not just wins, right? Like we're playing the sport, we're getting out, we're doing things. So we're proud of how hard someone has worked. Yes, we want to win. Sure do. That's the only thing that matters. All right. So seeking therapy, one of my favorite topics. So how do we do it? What is therapy? What do these guys do? It's not like on TV where you see a dude in a sweater vest and he's just asking you questions with a little piece of paper. I do wear sweater vests sometimes, but it's more than that. So what therapy is, it's a lot like coaching, but for your mind. We can help people to build skills, work through hard times, and just feel better. What happens in therapy is a conversation. You talk, you learn, you practice things, you take things outside the session, and you listen. The cool thing is it's private and it's safe. You find someone who you click with, and you're able to go and have a conversation with them about anything. Like I say to people, therapy is about a spectrum of emotions. It's not just, yep, I go see Tracy, I cry for 30 minutes and I leave. Sometimes we cry, sometimes we laugh, sometimes we, talk about other things too. So therapy is about everything. It's not just one thing. And it's for everyone. It can benefit really big hard times, stress, changes in routines, and just like sports, the more you do it, the stronger you're going to feel. And what you're going to get from it is tools. Like I tell people all the time, we're building a new lifestyle here. We're building life skills, tools that we're going to use for the rest of our lives. Now, here's some common areas you can work with on your therapist. If you relate to any of these, check out some of the resources I have later and talk to somebody. It's truly life-changing, guys. So if we feel really a lot of pressure about performance, we're nervous, it feels like it's getting in the way, and we're just not feeling like we can do it the way we want to, or we're feeling very overwhelmed, it's worth having a conversation about. Bullying or any type of traumatic event that we went through, if someone hurt us on purpose, or we're really scared and went through something really hard, it's worth talking it out, having that conversation. Adjustments, big changes can be hard, whether it's going to a new team, moving to a new town, going to a new program, meeting, whatever it may be. Big changes are hard. It helps a ton when we talk it out. If we feel anxious, right? But we always hear the word anxiety, but it can mean a lot of different things. But it means we're really just nervous or on edge, and we could feel it kind of in our body too. Has anyone ever felt really anxious before and we just don't feel right? Like we're just uncomfortable? Therapists can help with that too. Depression, we're feeling down, we're just tired a lot, or we're really irritable. Depression can look very different for many different people. We might be really tired, might be really irritable or forgetful, or just going through some different things, or we're just not finding joy in the things that we're doing anymore. Therapy can certainly help. Also, our self-esteem. We're not feeling good about the way we feel, or if we're not feeling good about ourselves or where we're at, definitely something important to talk about, guys. Another one is, co-occurring disabilities. It means I got more than one thing happening at one time. A therapist can help us to make balance of those things, make plans to go forward. It's a really helpful thing to do. And communication barriers. Like I feel like I'm saying one thing and someone else feels like I'm saying another. We're just not on the same page. A therapist is a great resource to work on communication. Really, really, really helpful. Okay, so here's some of the resources I was talking about earlier. There's a few of them in here. Psychology Today, imagine, is like a Google. It's a search engine to find a therapist. There's filters on it. You can look for all sorts of different things. You can, like, if you found me on Psychology Today, like my picture would pop up. I'm not on Psychology Today because I work for an agency, but if I was, my picture would pop up, what I do, what I specialize in, where I'm at, cost, insurance. It's like a little, oh, it's not a social media page, but that's what it kind of looks like. And it tells you all about the person. You can search and you can also filter what you're looking for. It's very helpful. NAMI, if anyone has not heard of NAMI, they are a wonderful resource. They do so many different things. If you Google them, they have like local chapters, they have national chapters, they have, groups I can't say enough good things about NAMI. Wonderful, wonderful resource. 988 is the suicide and crisis, lifeline in the United States. Every county usually has their own number, but when you go from different counties, like Orange County where I work, the crisis hotline is 311, which is a beautiful resource. But I'll be honest, if you were up by Albany, I don't know what 311 would get you. So I'm going to talk, you can always Google it and find your local crisis number. But 988 is nationwide and it will bring you to someone who can help you. It's a wonderful resource to have and to also give to other people who might be having a hard time. And then also, I know you're all familiar with this one, but I had to put it in here because I love it. The Special Olympics Healthy Athletes. There's so many great resources and things happening within the Special Olympics. I mean, I get to come here and do this. It's just amazing, amazing things with amazing people. So if you ever have any questions, go to the Special Olympics website, do some research, talk to your coach, talk to people, check out what's going on. There's usually some pretty cool stuff happening. But these are some really good resources, guys. And I can't say enough good things about NAMI. I'm going back to them because I've seen families work with them and truly amazing things have happened. Psychology today is great because it's a search engine. You get to look for what you want. You get to make that choice. It's a really empowering thing. It's very nice. All right. And then also, if anyone has any questions about these, Sam's going to have this. She has a slide. So if you're like, hey, what were those resources Tracy was talking about? She can send them over to you. Okay. So as we know, teams win together. Encouraging language, guys. It's huge, right? The way we talk about other people and about ourselves matters. Respect for teammates, opponents, even opponents. We got to respect the opponents a little bit. We definitely want to win, but there's a difference between having some fun and banter to that other side of where things take that negative turn. So we want to make sure we have respect also for our opponents too. Inclusion. We all belong. No one gets left out. And clear communication. Say what you mean and listen when others speak. We want to give other people a chance to speak. So I got a question. See who's got some answers. What makes a good teammate? So if I was to say to you guys, what makes a good teammate? What would your answer be? Dana.
Be kind to others and they can help you out as well.
Yep.
Even like in basketball, be open kind of thing, and maybe have to communicate to get to the ball to the person so you can shoot the basket.
I love that. Very good answer, Dana. Kevin, I see your hands up.
Yeah, I say you play together as a team and help each other out.
Awesome. Yep. I like this. Very, very good. Who else might have one?
Barbara said in the chat, cheering on everyone.
Who's the Oh, the chat's behind all you guys on my screen because I'm sharing screen. Okay. Yes, Barbara, absolutely. 100%. And I like that you said everyone, right? Everyone deserves to be cheered on. We're cheering on everyone, not just one person. Everyone's feeling included. That's awesome.
I got one more thing to say.
What do you got?
When you were talking about teams, when I played on my basketball team, volleyball teams, I would tell my teammates, you gotta remember, there's no I in team. It's TEAM. You play
Yes,
together as a team, and that's how we can win and go for the gold medal. Because a lot
absolutely.
of people thinking that it's always them. But I say, no, there's no I in team, I say.
Yep. I agree with you 100%, Kevin.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
awesome. And that's a really good teammate too, is bringing that stuff up, right? Like we're all together. We're all together in this. Awesome, Kevin. I love that. That's really, really important. Nice. All right. Almost got the slides figured out, guys. I don't know. There we go. Okay. So we compete to improve, not just to win. We got to remember these things, especially if things don't go our way. Because I know for myself included, if things don't go the way I want, I might be very quick to jump to some negative things. But instead, we need to try our best to remember and encourage teammates too. Like, hey, we tried our best. Our effort is what matters. Our personal best matters. And remember, mistakes equal learning. If you look at professional athletes, we usually see like them at the top and doing all these great things. Absolutely. It's amazing. But we got to remember, how many times along the way did they fail to get to where they are? We don't quit after we fail. Think about it. This is a famous one. I don't know if you guys ever heard this, but I use this one a lot. Michael Jordan got cut from one of his basketball teams when he was growing up. Some coach out there said, nope, this Michael guy is not going to make the cut. And he got cut. But he didn't stop. He worked and worked, and now everybody knows who Michael Jordan is. So again, we want to look at mistakes as an opportunity to learn. We don't have to like them, but we can navigate them. And then kind of just what all you guys have been saying, and Kevin, you kind of said it perfectly about teamwork, right? It just comes together. It's all of us working on the same thing. Awesome. So you guys, I think I already know your guys' answers, but I'm going to ask, true or false? If I lose, I fail.
Boss.
False. Absolutely.
False.
Yep.
False.
Yep. 100%. And that's what we got to remember, guys. Again, we don't have to like losing. You don't have to, but it is part of it. And it's false. I'm not failing. Failing means I stopped. Awesome
I
answer.
can I just say one thing?
Please.
I used to when I used to ski, cross country ski for Special Olympics,
Mhm.
I've been at all different world games everywhere. So
Cool.
I have a four, but I don't give up. I get right back up and I go. And a lot of times when I did that, I still won.
100%. That's
And I
awesome.
say no matter if you win or lose, you tried your best.
Yep.
And there's always next time.
100%.
Yep.
Awesome, Kevin. That's really good.
And thanks.
And it's not about how many times we fall, just like Kevin said, it's about how many times we get back up. Perfect. All right. So a little bit of a game plan here, guys. A game plan for a healthy mental outlook, healthy life, all these things. So what we should have is a physical goal, a mental health goal, a healthy habit, and a support person. Everybody has support people. Everybody. And if you don't, then talk to somebody and find one. I mean that. Like, we don't want to do these things alone. But if you got your support person, remember who they are. Reach out to them when you need something. Talk to them. Talk things out. You can make a physical goal like, you know what? I want to walk for 20 minutes 3 times a week. Even if it's 5 minutes. I say this all the time, and I mean this. 5 minutes is more than 0 minutes. I know for myself, I'm being really honest, I'm like, well, I don't have enough time to go to the gym and I got to do all these things. And oops, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. And all these things come up in my mind, but I need to realize sometimes, like, okay, 20 minutes of exercise is a lot better than 0. And then have a mental health goal, guys. I put in box breathing because I love it, but try some of the skills. Try some of these things when we're feeling good, because that's how we practice. So if you need them on game day, you have them. Then find a healthy habit and really dive into that. I put in getting 8 hours of sleep. Maybe it's cutting back on the screen time. Talking for myself too. Screen time's tough. And then that support person is so big, guys. Have their number, if not memorized, on you. So you can contact them, you can talk with them. Talking things out matters. Then just remember this. Your mind is your most powerful muscle. Train it, protect it, celebrate it every day. I appreciate you guys letting me come in and talk to you tonight. I really, really have enjoyed this. You guys have been wonderful. And just, be yourselves and live your lives. It's awesome. That's what we need to remember with sports. It's teamwork. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Tracy. That was really great. Yeah, so at this point, does anybody have any questions that they want to ask Tracy? Or comments if you want to tell him like how great he did.
I just wanted to say that this was excellent. I really enjoyed it. And I wish we had more people on that were getting exposed to it, because you did a great job.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
That means a
Yes,
lot.
he did
And
it.
I'd be happy to do it again.
I wasn't on for the whole thing, but for the half hour I was on, you did an awesome job. I wish there was more people like you that would come on and speak to athletes and spread the word about their minds and not to give up for what they need.
Thank you, Kevin. That means a lot
Well,
to me. I really appreciate that.
you're welcome.
I'll be back. And also, too, something me and Sam could work on if you guys like, ooh, we want something on a very specific topic. Like
Yeah.
I'm making this up, like, hey, like I really want to learn more about anxiety or depression or really heavy on coping skills. We could figure something out.
Yeah, totally. Um, Yeah, and I think this is kind of something to look for, like upcoming, but I know that like our health team is working on like a focus group and a survey that we can distribute to our athletes and stuff like that. And like that'll be one of the questions is like, what do you want our health team to focus on? And one question will be like about the webinars and stuff like that. So I don't have like a specific date for that yet, but something to look out for. And I'll definitely, look at, our past registrants and send that out to you guys because I have all your emails. And like Tracy said, like I'll distribute his presentation with all those really great resources as well as the recording of this webinar we'll post on our YouTube channel. Hopefully by Friday, I'm gonna aim for. But yeah, so if you're like, wait, what did he say about that? You can go back and try to find it and you should be able to find it. So yeah, does anyone else have any questions before we kind of just wrap up?
I just want to say one thing. I just want to say when you say about your mind being like focused and strong and stuff. So what I do every day at work, I go around my office and I tell people jokes and I cheer them up because they kind of like depressed or sad a little bit. So as soon as they see me, they say, "Hey, what's the joke of the day? You got a joke for us?" So I would tell them the joke I would and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
And I mostly like to do it to the agents or the squad people at my job. Like one day they had a squad guy there and I go, "Hey," I say, the head squad guy, I say, "Hey, I'm sorry to hear about when your squad guys lost his whole left side when he was in training." He goes, "He did?" He goes, "Who was that?" I go, "But he's all right though." You get
Perfect.
it?
Oh, I get it.
He's all
I
right, but
like
yeah, that's all left side, but he's all right.
I get it. He's
Yeah,
that's
all right.
perfect.
yeah.
Little side, all right.
That's
He says,
perfect.
he says, "You got any work to do? Go back and do some work." You say to me, but I just told him every day. People likes them because I make them
Yeah,
happy and I cheer them up for the day.
that's
And
awesome. And the world needs more of it, Kevin. The
yeah,
world needs more of it.
they
I
do.
love it. Very cool.
And we got along to get along together with each other and help each other out.
I'm gonna steal that joke from you though. I'm just letting you know.
You can,
I'm gonna steal
you can use
that.
it.
That's a good one.
Your face.
Mhm.
Dana, I just want to check. I noticed you were off mute, so I just wanted to make sure. Did you have like something you wanted to say before?
No.
Okay, just checking. All right.
Okay.
All right. Last call. Anybody have anything before we kind of wrap up for tonight? All
I
right.
just got I just got
Oh,
one more
yeah, go
quick
for
joke
it.
just to throw at him. It goes, what
Okay.
what does the sun drink out of?
Hmm. You got me.
Sunglasses.
Oh, we're
Um,
gonna have to, if anybody, you might have to add some of these people from the webinar to your distribution list because I know I get your jokes every week. So
Yep.
you might have some people in the chat saying like, Kevin, here's my email.
Yep.
Keep those in
I
your back
will.
pocket, right? And we can spread them out.
Yep, I will. I sent them out. That's in my last meeting I was in before I came on to this one.
Hmm.
One of the girls wants me to send them to her because no one sends them to her. So I say I will send them to you.
that's
So look
awesome.
up her name in the email thing on top, and I will add it to my email address. I will.
Yeah,
That's
there
awesome.
you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. The world needs more of it. And
Yeah.
Yep, they
I'll just say
do.
this.
And
I
stuff.
appreciate you all so very much for allowing me to come and talk to you, for taking your time out to learn about this topic. It is, yes, I believe truly this is so important, but to see so many people dedicated to it and especially here at the Special Olympics. It's been amazing talking to you guys, and I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you, Tracy. This was really great. Really great topic. So thank you so much for coming. And thank you to all of you who attended, took some time out of your night to be here. It always makes it, a lot more fun when we have some more people who can answer and kind of talk back and forth. And we like to make it interactive. So yeah, thank you, Tracy, for your time, your expertise, and thank all you guys for coming tonight and taking a little time out of your night when I'm sure you're all very busy. So, yeah, and then the only other thing that I wanted to mention was just that um, for next month, we do have a webinar set for April 29th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. That one's going to be, kind of similar to this actually. It'll be like on stress management techniques.
Cool.
We'll have stuff like some accessible like stretching, breathing techniques, which like you'll already be like, ready to go with that because Tracy already like prepped you on some that you can use. So that'll be, like I said, the 29th from 5 to 6 p.m. And I'll just drop the registration link in the chat for anybody who's like wants to sign up right away. But keep an eye out as I'm sure I'll be emailing that out. So there's that. And yeah, I think that's all I have. So thank you all so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. And thank you, Tracy, again.
Here's one more for Tracy. He goes,
You got,
what does a police officer and a DJ have in common?
I don't know what.
They both told drunk people to put their hands up.
Bye, thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you,
Dina.
Dana.
Thanks for coming.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thank
Thank you.
you all so very much. Bye,
You're
guys.
welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.